everyone, welcome to another fun art project with Miss Oropeza. Today we're going to be making these fun and whimsical masks. We're going to try to get them symmetrical, where one side of the mask is symmetrical to the opposite side. And we're going to be doing that using a carbon copy technique. In the end, if you just want to add black to get a great contrast against your white paper, that's a possibility. Or you can add all kinds of different colors to it to make it nice and fun and colorful and whimsical. Okay? So let's go ahead and see how we're going to use, or what we're going to use or need for this project to get started. First of all, you're going to need 2 sheets of paper. You're going to need a black marker and a pencil. So these are the things or tools that we're going to need for our masks. Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to do is I am going to fold my paper in half, and I have it like a portrait in front of me. That means that my paper is up and down like a door. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold it in half, just like this. Okay. Now, the other piece of paper, I am also going to fold it in half as well. So let's take that second sheet and also fold it in half. Okay. There we go. Now I have both of my sheets folded. I'm going to get one out of the way so it's just not, I'll come back to it later. We'll need it later. So just put it out of sight for now, and then go ahead and open this one up. Now, we're only going to focus on half of our mask so that later on we can do the other half with the carbon copy. Okay? So the idea is to get half of the face and all the details and everything that we want to have our mask looking like. So let's go ahead and do that first. So with a pencil, and I like to use a pencil first so that if I need to make any corrections, I can just erase as I go along. So I'm going to make sure that my mask is nice and big. I'm going to make 2 little marks on the top of my paper, about 1 inch or so from the top and about 1 inch or so from the bottom. And I'm going to make a half oval to connect those 2 marks. Okay, just like that. Okay. Remember, we're only working on half of the face. So now that I know that this is going to be half of it, I just want to focus on that side. So I don't want to get confused and start working on the opposite side. So I'm just going to take that and fold it right where my fold was, right there. Okay. So just fold it so that you can see just your pencil. Okay. Okay, now I can take a look and see what I need in my mask. Well, first of all, let's start with the eye. So for the eye, let's draw an almond shape, not way at the top, because that's the forehead, not way at the bottom. This is going to be the nose. So I am starting it off towards the top half of my mask. And I am going to be doing an oval shape, or like more like an almond or a leaf shape for the eye. I'm going to bring that straight down with a line that goes to the end here for the nose. And then the mouth is going to be right down here. And just do a half oval. If you want to add a fang on it, go for it. I'm going to do an upward fang there. Okay, now I want to also do an eyeball. If you want a nice narrow eyeball like a cat's eye, go for it. If you want it round, that's okay. It's up to you. All right, now at the top here, we're going to think about some designs for our mask. And look at this one here. This one has a flower it would be like half of the flower, of course, right? Because we're only working on half of the shape. It also has a round ear. This one here has a pointy ear. Let's take a look at this other one here. This one has some round lines like a rainbow and a horn with a circle in the middle. See that? Okay. So it's up to you. Whatever you want to design your mask as, go for it. So this is the time where we can go ahead and add an ear or some horn of some sort, anything you want in this area here. I'm going to draw one here and then design it like a little rainbow. Okay. Any other details that you may want to add? This would be a good time to add them. Okay, I just want another line there. You can add more stuff to it if you want. Anything you want. Okay, here at the top, I want half circle. Now we're going to focus on this part of the cheek and under the eye. For the eye here, I have a triangular shape with a dot. Check this one out. On this one, I have zigzag lines underneath. Or how about some triangles underneath? So it's up to you, whatever you want, okay? I'll put these as reference. And let's draw and decorate the other half here. And finally, if you want to have like a beard or something hanging from the bottom of your mask, this is a good time to do that as well. So it can be like fur, feathers, whatever you want it to have right down here. This is a good time to add that. Okay. Yeah. Now I'm going to go ahead and put these aside. And now with my black marker, I'm going to go ahead and trace my mask. Okay, now once we have a trace, we're going to set this aside, okay? Just put it aside and get your other sheet of paper. With your other sheet of paper, we're going to open it up and just cut it in half. Cut half of it. That's all we're going to need. Just half. So this half here, you can take your pencil. And now what we're going to do is we're going to color all this area here with our pencil. All of it, okay? So everything needs to be colored in. So just go in there and scribble some of that pencil, trying to make it nice and full. If you see some gaps that you missed, go back in there and try to scribble some more of that pencil graphite in there. Make sure you're holding on to the corners as you're doing the edges here, just so that your paper is not holding up on you. Oops, just like that. So you're gonna kind of have a good grip on your paper. And just keep going until you finish the whole entire area, filling everything in with your pencil, okay? So this is like a carbon sheet that we're making here. But instead of using carbon, we're using our pencil. Pencil works just as well. All right, now here we have our full sheet colored in with our graphite. That's great. Now we can move on to the next step. I'm just kind of going in there, and if I miss some spots, just kind of filling them in. Try to make sure that you get any blank areas filled in really well, okay? Kind of go in there and rub a little bit more on those blank spaces. Okay, now we have our mask here ready to go, and we have our carbon copy here. Now, once you guys have your carbon sheet, just like this, you're going to take it over to your mask and you're going to place it on top. But we want to flip it over so that we can get our image transferred correctly. So flip it over and put it on top, just like that, okay? Now we close it up, and you see the marks here that you made with the marker kind of transferred over. That's great. So now what we're going to do is we're going to trace it. Make sure you have that sheet in between, otherwise this process is not going to work. Okay, so you trace it, following the lines as best as you can, and pressing hard with your pencil. Make sure you press nice and hard. If you're not pressing hard, your image might not show very clear. Okay, so make sure you're pressing hard with your pencil. Okay, now this technique works really awesome with carbon if you had carbon, but we just did it with a pencil, so that's okay, because the graphite sheet will work just like a carbon sheet. So let's just keep tracing, and you'll see what I mean in just a bit. So I am going in there and pressing hard. Okay, remember to press hard as you're tracing your marks. Every single line that you make, try to press as hard as you can with your pencil. And I'm going in there, and I'm also adding all the extra details that I added. So I'm basically following all of my marks that I did with my marker. Okay, so now the next step, boys and girls, is for us to take a look and see what happened. I open my mask up again, okay? Now I can take off my carbon sheet away, out of the way, and look at that. It's a very, very light drawing of the opposite side of my mask. It's the symmetrical part that I was missing from my mask. So at this point, now we can see the other half and we can trace it with our marker. So now you can take your marker and start tracing all your lines. So let's go ahead and do that next. All right, kiddos, so there we go. Now we have our beautiful mask that is nice and symmetrical. I can see the line of symmetry in the middle. I could see half of my mask here is the same as the other half because we used a carbon copy. So we were able to put our carbon copy right in the middle. We were able to fold it and trace it so that our image can be transferred over to the opposite side, and we can create a nice even mask that is nice and symmetrical. Every detail that we made here was able to be transferred over to the opposite side using this technique. So from this point on, boys and girls, you guys can take it a step further, color it in, cut it out, make holes in it, you can wear it. I personally like to put it on my glasses and tape it on there, just like that, so that I can wear it on my face. So that's a great way to wear your masks if you'd like to, use some sunglasses and tape it onto the back, just like that. And you can wear it, of course. Another thing you can do is maybe if you have a pencil or a stick, or maybe a popsicle stick, and just attach it to the back. And you can use it like a folding mask with a little grip. And of course, the little dots for the eyes so that you can see where you're going when you're wearing it. Okay, so that is the technique for today, guys. I really hope you guys enjoyed this technique, and go ahead and finish it up. You can color it in. You can add great contrast with just black. Okay, that's a possibility. You can color in some of the areas with black. You can use colored pencils, you can use crayons, you can use markers, you can use paint, anything you have available to color it in. Okay, so there we go, guys. That is our project for today, and have fun coloring it in. Thanks so much, guys, and we'll see you guys next time.